And we are back, y'all. Go ahead and hit that like button for your boy. You know it helps us out a lot, and it helps you because it helps us. And get this, if you can't do it for me,
I gotta do it for Boo.
do it for Boo, y'all. Now, I got my sound effects, y'all. Y'all know it'll be too much. You know what I mean?
Because I told you that this was going to happen.
I told you if you didn't hit that like button, I was going to have to beg. Now, here we are. Now, y'all, I want to give a special shout out and a special thanks to Megan Cuniff. Y'all know I get a lot of legal documents from her, so follow her on X. Megan she's a workhorse. She's one of the best in the game. Now, y'all, what we have here is permission from the judge in the Jay-Z versus accuser, y'all know, SA accuser case. The judge has just issued a ruling allowing for Jay-Z to move forward with a motion to dismiss. So what does that mean? Jay-Z, he had to file a letter with the judge first saying, hey, I have a motion to dismiss I'd like to file with you, and here are the reasons. May we file that motion? And the judge now has says, yes, you can go ahead and file that motion. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, this means that the case is over. Y'all know that in the past, I've said the case is over, right? So this doesn't mean the case is over. There is no case as of now. We haven't seen anything but just some allegations. So there is no actual case as of now. So this doesn't mean the case is over. It just means that the judge is allowing Jay-Z to file this motion to dismiss. Now, what are going to be the grounds for the motion to dismiss? First of all, what is the motion to dismiss? The motion, I have my notes here. The purpose of a motion to dismiss is to ask the court to dismiss a case because of legal deficiencies included in the plaintiff's complaint. So basically, the complaint does not have sufficient legal grounds to go forward. So what has Alex Spiro said are the deficiencies in the complaint? There are 3 deficiencies that Alex Spiro has pointed out. The first one is that the law under which this complaint for recovery is asking to be adjudicated, that law was passed after the alleged event. So the alleged incident happened in September of the year 2000, and the law was passed in December of the year 2000. So Spiro is saying because the law was passed after the alleged incident, the law did not include any provision to go back in time and cover those incidences that had occurred before the law was passed. So that would bar this case going forward. That's one. Spiro says 2, this law under which this recovery is filed, this law is meant to cover New York, but Spiro says there is no venue, there's no residence, there's no place in New York that could fit the description that the alleged victim is saying was the place where all of this took place, where all of this happened to her. So Spiro's, and this couldn't have happened in New York. That's another reason why we have to boot this whole thing, just kick it out. And the third reason is because this law under which this recovery is filed conflicts with another law as it relates to the timing. And the other law, the child victims law, actually supersedes this gender motivated violence law, and the child victims law has a time frame that has already passed. So that would also bar this from going forward. So those are the 3 reasons, okay? And so because of that, Spiro says I would like to file this motion to dismiss, and the judge has now said okay. Now, what's going to happen once Spiro files this motion to dismiss? The judge is going to, well, she's already set 3 different parameters. She said by February 6th, 2025, the motion to dismiss should be filed. I imagine Spiro's going to file it faster than this. By February 28th, the plaintiff, the alleged victim, can reply to that. And then by March 14th, Spiro and Jay-Z can reply to the plaintiff's reply. So all of this is set to stretch out over several months at this point. I know Jay-Z and them want to wrap it up as quickly as possible, but it looks like there's at least 2, maybe more months of this, possibly even more, that's to come. Now, I know, again, I said that I think this case is done, and that's because as of now, we've only heard the alleged victim's word. We haven't seen any kind of corroboration. Now, we have people in the comments who think they know something, but they really don't. Someone said, I think the judge would have seen more evidence than we have. The judge would not have seen any evidence at this point. The judge would have seen the complaint and anything that's in the filings. Okay, so at this point, the judge would not have seen any additional evidence, anything more than we've seen. So no, that's wrong. And also, other people think that just because the judge is allowing this motion to dismiss, that means the case is done from that procedural standpoint. That's not necessarily the case. The judge could very well let this case continue. When I say the case is done, what I mean is that no jury is going to award this lady any money solely based on her word. That's what I mean. That there has to be some corroboration. If there is, the judge would not have seen it yet, neither would we, right? That's kind of an issue though, because this is just her word at this point. Like there is no corroboration that anyone has seen. So at some point that is going to have to come to light. Or Jay-Z is kind of being victimized here. You know, he's being dragged into court literally just based on an allegation that any one of us could make. That was my point. Like, we are all in the same position as she is, in that we could just make a claim against Jay-Z as well with just our word and absolutely no corroboration. Like, literally everybody in the world who was alive at that time could make that claim. So there has to be some kind of corroboration. That was my point. And that's why I say this is done unless she can corroborate that she was there and that some of these things happened to her, if not all. So at this point, they are going to be going to a motion to dismiss. If the alleged victim can survive that, they also will likely file on both sides a motion for summary judgment, but it's less likely that Jay-Z would be able to win a motion for summary judgment unless the evidence is totally in Jay-Z's favor, in that there's a lack of corroborating evidence. So that's where things stand as of right now. This thing's going to continue to drag on. It's going to be a drag on Jay-Z. It's going to, it can't help him. If anything, it can only hurt him or be neutral. I would say it hurts on some level. He has to worry about it. He has to think about it. He has to be asked questions about it if he does any kind of interviews. He has to maybe even take time out of his busy schedule where he's trying to make billions to even possibly go to court and answer for this. So we will see what happens, y'all. I want to thank all of y'all for watching. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to like. If you're not a subscriber, do subscribe. And also give a like for Glanville, y'all.
Stop. Just stop.
Give a like for Glanville, y'all. Just stop what you're doing right now and hit that like button, y'all. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you in the next one.